Okay. My name is Ryan. It is round 9. I'm broken out. So interestingly enough, Jack wanted to call me this morning to basically tell me all this stuff like I'm the swing vote. Jordan, Scott, and Jeff are together, and like this is our chance to take them down because Jordan has a double vote, and all this stuff about how we have to make them think we're voting for Kayla. This is our chance to vote out either Scott or Jeff. And I'm just sitting here like, there's no way. Like, there's no way they still don't realize that I'm with this group. I don't even know what to say. And people are so convinced that Jordan's going to win. And on one hand, I know that if I do go to final two with Jordan, that's very dangerous because perception is reality. Um, Jeff, I do think I stand a little bit more of a chance against. But even when it comes to Jordan, I feel like I can make a good case for myself. So I'm just not even worried about it. I think what's blowing my mind is that my loyalties have been so unclear. And I've been able to, I think, really for the first time ever, be able to like really successfully play the middle. Because it's not something that I'm normally really good at. I mean, I wear my loyalty on my sleeve. Um, so this time was really something different for me. Um, with that being said, I feel like the obvious thing tonight is to take either Jack or Connor out. But at this point, I'm just having fun messing with them, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. They really did kind of put me through it way earlier in the game. And like, if I'm in a position where I feel like my alliance is good to go, I mean, I'm gonna mess with them. So if Jack and Connor are convinced it's one of them, then I want it to be Kayla because I think it's funny. Um, and like, I know that there is possibility for somebody in the four to go crazy and do something different, but all I can really do is trust it. Um, like those are the people who have genuinely had my back, and I'm gonna have their back for as long as I possibly can. And I will go to Final Four with them. Like if they are down for that, I am down for that. If somebody comes to me and is like, you know, maybe we don't do the four, then maybe I won't do the four. I don't really know. But at this point, I mean, they can count on my word because I feel like out of any of those three, I feel like I have a chance with any of them going to the end. I feel like I have a chance against any of them in the end. So it's like, I think it'll be a cute result for me. I don't know what everyone else's perception is. But I do want to make sure that I keep strong relationships as these people are going out the door because if I'm tarnishing all these relationships, then that could potentially lose me the vote because that's where I feel like Jordan is the weakest, is not having these relationships. So that's that on that. Just wanted to do a little quick confessional. Honestly, not that much has happened with me this round, except for the fact that after Jack had said something to me, I did go straight and tell Jeff because I thought it was funny. So that's pretty much all I got for now.
So, you know that the jury has started, right? You
Mm-hmm.
saw Luke and Jackie start to fill it up. Can you touch on your relationships with both Luke and Jackie, and potentially the people that will be filling up the jury, soon, if
Mm-hmm.
if you can?
I mean, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that the majority of the jury will be Luke, Jackie, Connor, Jack, and Kayla. I feel like with all of those people, I have had some sort of genuine relationship. I feel like if there's any of them that I could definitely see not voting for me is maybe Connor. But with the rest of them, I feel like I did genuinely get to know them on some type of personal level, whatever that may have been. And even though they may feel hit by me voting for them. I think that if you stack up how bitter they might be against me versus how bitter they might be against Jordan, I have a feeling they'll be more bitter against Jordan. And I think that if I were to explain myself, like, this is what I was doing behind the scenes because they got to see me doing some of that. So, I mean, I feel like with the people that I'm assuming are going to fill up the jury, that's why I'm thinking that I'm going to have a pretty good chance because I do genuinely have a relationship with them. I don't know if my quote unquote social game has been the best, but I do know that I have taken an interest in everybody. And even if I don't like somebody in terms of the game, I have taken a real life personal interest in each and every person, which I think is really important.
So, you spoke a little bit about your end game pop.
Mm-hmm.
If you can touch on, the options of people that you would want to, sit in the end with, starting with, people that, a person that you would want to the most, and then going down the options.
Um, I guess the person I would want to sit next to the most is probably Jeff, but not in a situation where I have to take anybody out. And I'm just going under the assumption it's a final two. But ideally is I'm in the end with me, Jeff, and probably Jordan. Jeff wins, takes me to the end. That would be ideal. Second best bet would be, I think, Jordan taking me to the end. Third best bet being Scott. I think I genuinely stand a chance against any of them because I think I can, with Jordan, say, this is my person I've been with since day one. That's what y'all didn't know. And I was like, I didn't want to be hypocritical and rely off of relationships I already had. Whereas I think that's all that Jordan really did. I feel like I can really plead my case there. Um, Jeff, I feel like I can a little bit more because he wasn't as social, he wasn't as involved, he wasn't as strategic. Scott, I think that he was all of those things, but I do think he was out of a loop for quite a majority of the game, despite being really social and being really strategic. I don't even want to entertain the thought of sitting next to anyone else, to be honest, because I feel like I could hands down beat Connor, Jack, or Kayla. But with that being said, I don't even want to chance it with any of them getting a win. I think that a lot of people would end up voting for Connor, Jack, or Kayla out of spite. And I don't even want to risk it because I don't, if I do end up losing, I don't want that position to go to someone who I viewed as a GOAT. So that's why I have to remain confident in my ability to talk up my game against somebody who has played a very good, well rounded game as well.
And then, can you just go back to the last live night where Luke and Jackie were eliminated, and kind of give us like a little bit into your mind and what you were thinking as everything was going down? A lot happened that night, so if you could just touch on a little bit of what happened.
I mean, so the first part when Luke was eliminated, I was shook because as soon as we realized it was teams again, I was like, we don't have to use a power. We are going through this round with two powers to our name and taking out one of these totem pole people. As things started to whittle down and I was seeing the arrangement of my team being Luke, Kayla, me, Scott, and Jeff, I believe. Um, I was definitely entertaining the idea of Kayla going home and was talking to Luke about it. But as soon as I saw the kind of attitude Luke was taking with things, because he did say, quote unquote, he just wanted to make the jury. So I was at the point where I was like, it does make more sense for Luke to go. There was part of me that wanted to defend him staying in the game, but it wouldn't have made sense. Um, and I think it was the same thing the very next round with Jackie. Um, I mean, Jackie was the one that I wanted to see in ninth place, but considering Life Night for us was all about regaining our numbers and playing our cards correctly to do so. You know, it was very, very important to me that we whittled them down in whatever way possible. And then it didn't make sense to take Kayla out because she's not going to be winning challenges. She's not going to, make some breathtaking move to take us all down. So, being in the situation that we were, it made sense to take out Luke. And then the next round, it made sense for us to finally act on my idea to take out Jackie because of the fact that she specifically was reaching out to people with misinformation. Um, because I think her hand had already been played, and she also seemed like she didn't want to be in the game no more. So I think that we made all of the right decisions, and I feel like I was a big part of that decision making, because that's been very important for me every single round. I can say that I'm going to back up and not push for the vote and not make a huge move, but I'm still going to get my input in, and it's going to be somebody who I wish to leave. The only round it hasn't been was the round Stevie went and the round Michael went when I didn't vote. So I mean, I think I was just kind of carrying that thought process through Live Night to be like, as long as things are going my way, I'm not going to put my neck out on the line.
And just another question based off of how you answered that. You did mention that once you realized that the first round was going to be another team round, that you realized that you did not need to use your powers. Speaking of powers, how do you think that's going to factor into these next couple rounds, if at all?
I think it's going to be complicated. I'm not. When do powers expire? Am I allowed to ask that?
You can ask that, but I honestly have no idea. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm guessing it's probably Final Five or Final Four or something is going to be the last time to use them. I think it's very likely for me to be able to pit Jeff and Jordan against each other with their powers, or to pit them against Scott, or whatever the case may be. I don't really know. But I don't think that those powers are going to be used as any disadvantage to me. I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt that if they do decide to move early, that they'll include me on it. Um, so when it comes down to properly executing the powers, I mean, I guess we'll see. I low key am trying to convince Jeff to use a steal a vote on me this round because it'll conceal where my loyalties lie. It will take the steal a vote away from him, so me and Jordan would have an opportunity to act. And also, that just looks really good for me. I'm not even doing that much convincing. I'm just like, Jeff, I dare you to use it on me. You should be iconic. But like, realistically, I kind of want him to use it and look foolish in the end when I'm sitting in front of the jury and I'm like, I told Jeff to use his steal a vote on me because I didn't want y'all to see where my loyalties lie, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think it's going to have a negative effect as of right now.
All right, Ryan, that's all the questions that I have for you. If you have anything you'd like to add to the end of this confessional, you can do so now. If not, I can stop it for you.
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.